Today is the fourth video game retro market in Norwich, and I'm really excited to show you this video, as I met some awesome YouTubers, had an amazing time, and bought some amazing stuff to add to the collection. So I'm really looking forward to showing you this video. Let's go! Hey guys, it's Retro here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing the video all about the 4th Norwich video game and retro market, and that is the one that was on Easter Sunday. It was an absolutely awesome market. I met some awesome YouTubers, some viewers of the channel, and picked up some awesome bits to add to the collection. And yeah, I just hope this video gets across what an awesome day it was. I also just want to say before I show you the footage, thank you to Ricky the organiser, who let me go in 45 minutes early to film for the channel, which I really appreciate. And yeah, like I said, the pickups today are absolutely awesome, so make sure you stick around to see what they are. But without further ado, let's go to the gaming market. Here I am walking up to the forum in Norwich, and this is where the actual market was held. Now, the day that this was on, this weekend, I was actually away, but luckily it wasn't too far away from Norwich. It was still a drivable distance for me to make the market, which was really good. Not very far, just a little weekend away, but it was quite nice. You'll see a video coming up about that very soon. It was literally a weekend of game hunting, which is absolutely brilliant. But here I am just walking to the forum, as I said. Now, thank you very much to the organiser of the event, Ricky, who gave me early access to film, along with a few other YouTubers, so it was really nice to just film while it was a little bit more quiet. But here we are at the first stall, and this was one of my favourite stalls at the event, and this was the stall of Ollie Gaming Channel. So Ollie Gaming Channel is an awesome gaming channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's really awesome to see young people getting into retro game collecting. Obviously, I'm pretty young, and I've been into it for years, but it's really cool to see young people getting into it. So I'd highly recommend his channel. Definitely leave a link in the description, and please go over and give him a subscribe. And as you can see, his stall is absolutely massive and has some awesome bits and pieces on. And I actually did buy a few games off here to add to the collection, some really nice ones as well. Here we have Second Chance Treasures, who are a local massive video game stall. Whenever these events are on, like their stall is probably like the biggest one, absolutely full of games and stuff. They're one of my favourite people to do deals with at the gaming markets. They're just so friendly. So if you ever see Second Chance Treasures at the gaming markets, definitely check out their stall. Had absolutely loads of magazines on this stall. Now I did flick through a lot of these, and I did actually end up picking a couple of them up. As you can see, this market went right the way through to this back room, so there's quite a lot of stalls here. It's pretty cool to see this many Philips CDI games together. That's not something you normally see. Here we have Ricky, the organiser's stall, and a big shout out to you, Ricky. Thank you so much for the deal that you gave me, as I picked up some really cool bits from your stall. So that was the 4th video game retro market in Norwich, and had an absolutely awesome time. But I just want to show you this bit of footage here, as I thought this was really funny. As this was Easter Sunday, walking back to the car, it was so quiet. This is one of the busiest shopping centres in Norwich, and as you can see, there was like nobody about. I just thought I'd film this, as it was so weird walking through here. There was literally no one there. But I suppose for filming it was actually really handy. But like I said, now let's go back to the games room and check out those awesome pickups. So I'm back from the market, and I just wanted to say a few things just before I show you the pickups. So the first thing is a big thank you again to Ricky, the organiser, who let me go in early. And also I did buy a few bits off his store, and he gave me a really good deal. I'll show you those bits in a minute, but a couple of bits for now I'm keeping separate from the channel. But I just wanted to let you know, I'll show you one of the things, but the other 2 things I'm going to keep separate, like I said. But he did give me a really good deal, which I really appreciate. The next person is the Ollie Gaming channel, an absolutely awesome gaming channel. And I did buy off his store, and he gave me a really good deal as well. So again, go down, there'll be a link in the description, give Ollie a subscribe. I also met Dan the Games Man, PS2 Mini Games, and Crazy Epics. Again, I'll link all of their channels down in the description. And I did actually see another YouTuber that I wanted to chat to, but sadly didn't get time. And that was Gaming Rarities. And I'll leave his channel in the description as well. And a big thank you to all the stall holders and all the people that came up to me and said they watched the channel. You made the day a really awesome day. So the first find is actually a board game. And I don't buy board games very often, but I've been keeping my eyes open for this for a very long time. And that is the original 1983 Donkey Kong MB Games board game. Now I'll do a little bit of overlay of this, of how cool this is, because it's just absolutely awesome. And this is the proper original one from 1983. And like I said, I've been keeping my eyes open for this for so long. So I'm really pleased to finally be able to find one. This cost £17 off a stall holder who I really know. And again, really appreciate the deal. Really pleased with this. I did also get 7 else bundled in with the £17. And I've never actually seen this before. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty cool. And that is this Young Readers Mario Kart book. And it's made to like teach kids how to read and stuff. This is apparently level 2, so it's got, as it says in the front, quite a lot of words in. But yeah, really pleased to have this. I'm not actually probably going to read it, but I just really like flicking through and looking at the pictures, as I just think it looks pretty cool. In fact, you know what, I might actually read this now. It looks quite cool. It only takes 10 minutes anyway, so yeah. Really pleased to get this bundled in as well. But like I said, this has been something that I've been looking out for a really long time. So I'm really pleased to finally be able to have this in the collection. Now the next little stack of finds here is 2 boxed NES games and 1 GameCube game. Now these were off the Ollie Gaming Channel store and he did me a really good deal. So the GameCube game was labelled up at 35 and one of the NES games was labelled up as 20. But he did 45 for the 2. And the other box NES game here was 15 and did it for 10. So some really good deals here. So I'll show you the GameCube game first, and that is Pac-Man World 3. Now this is a pretty uncommon GameCube game and been one that I've been looking for absolutely ages. As I've heard some really good things about this game. So this is probably the next GameCube game that I'm going to get round to playing. And I've always loved anything Pac-Man, so I was really pleased to find this. And again, it did me a fantastic deal, so I really appreciate it. And I'll show you the condition inside. It's really nice condition inside. Very light surface scratching on the disc. The manual is also there and in really good condition. And I'm just really pleased to have this, as I've heard really good things about this game. And I've wanted to play it for myself for absolutely ages. So like I said, this will probably be the first game that I get round to playing. I'll probably be doing the end screen gameplay on this game. And the first NES game that I bought, and this was in with the £45, was Defender of the Crown. Now I like buying games like this because I know absolutely zero about this game. And the NES is a library that I don't know overly much about because it's only one I recently started collecting for. I've been collecting like SNES upwards for absolute years, but the NES I've only just got into collecting. And I'm really pleased to have this, and the only reason I decided to pick this game up is for the artwork on the front, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm really pleased with this. Now, I do have a little handheld console that plays games through emulation, and I've given this a little go on there, but I'm actually going to play it on the original hardware soon. But I just wanted to give it a little play to see what it was all about, and I really enjoyed it. It's got some really good combat elements in it, and I thought the graphics for the NES really stood up. And I'll show you the front of the artwork. This looks really nice, and this is the reason why I picked it up. And it's not in the best condition, as you can see, there's a little bit of damage there, but for a NES game for only 20 quid, I was really pleased to pick this up. And I'll show you the condition inside. It's really nice, complete with, it's an unofficial dust jacket, but that doesn't bother me at all, as you can see here. The cartridge is in really good condition, as is the manual as well. Really nice. And one of the best things about his store is all of the box games that he sold also came with box protectors. So I thought it was a really good deal, and also it saved me a couple of quid from buying more NES protectors. And the other game was £15, but he gave it to me for £10. This is not in very good condition at all, but I just wanted to give this game a try. And that is Days of Thunder on the NES. As you can see, it's quite a lot of tape and it's quite crumpled, but I just really wanted to give this game a play, as I absolutely love my racing games. So I'm still really pleased to pick this up, and for only a tenner, I don't think you can complain at all. But I've heard a few people mention this game and say it's quite good, but you don't hear it mentioned very often. So when I saw it sitting there, I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up. As you can see, here is the cartridge. It's a little bit worn on the sticker, but that doesn't bother me at all. I think £10 for any box NES game is a pretty good price. And another reason why I was so drawn to this one is I think the colours on the front look so cool. And CEX have no boxed copies of this and only a couple of loose ones in stock. So it's a pretty uncommon game as well. The next pickup was off a store called Second Chance Treasures, who I absolutely love doing deals with. They're absolutely great store. They were the store that was on the back wall, and it was absolutely huge. It was probably the biggest store there, to be fair. And I bought one thing off them for £2. Nothing crazy, but it seemed like a really good deal. And that is the Collector's Edition Tekken 3 demo disc. Now, the case on this is bust, but I'm not bothered about that at all. It has its little booklet inside as well, which is in pretty good condition. And also the actual demo disc here. So I was really pleased to pick this up for only £2. I thought that was a pretty cool thing to find for only £2. And I really like the all black case on the front as well. So for only £2, I was really pleased to find this. I also don't have Tekken 3 in the collection yet. I have Tekken 2, but not 3. So I'm really pleased to be able to play just a little portion of the game. The next pickup was off Ricky's stall. Now this game was £15, but again, he did me a really good deal on a few bits. But this game I actually picked up for my dad, as he collects Sega. If you're not familiar with the channel, I collect Nintendo, PlayStation and Atari, and my dad exclusively collects for Sega. So he picked up this game, Chuck Rock, on the Game Gear. Now, I don't know overly much about this game, so I'm not overly familiar with Sega compared to Nintendo and PlayStation and that. So I don't really know much about this, so I'm going to read you a little bit on the back about this one. Chuck is a real rocker, and he wields a mean belly bump. But will it be enough to defeat all of the bizarre beasts and find his beloved? So this sounds pretty cool, and I thought this was a good deal, as he picked this up for only 15 quid, and it was a little bit less as well. And the condition of this game is pretty nice. There's a little bit of damage there, but apart from that, it's in pretty good condition. I won't open it all up now, but it's also complete inside. And how cool is that artwork? The next game I picked up, and this was also off Ricky's store, is in pretty poor condition. But I wasn't that bothered because I mainly bought this game to play rather than to add to the collection. And that is Bust-A-Move 4 on the Game Boy Color. Now, I've never played a Bust-A-Move game on the Game Boy Color, so I just thought it would match pretty well for some reason. I really enjoy the Bust-A-Moves on PS1, and for some reason I thought it would play well on the Game Boy Color. He had this labelled up as £9, and I believe it worked out to be about £7 in the deal. So I was really pleased to find this, so I think that's a pretty good price. I'll open it up now and show you inside. It's in pretty good condition. Here we have the cartridge here. It's one of these black Game Boy cartridges, which I think is pretty cool. And it's in really nice condition, that is. And also the manual is here. It's got some other little inserts in there as well. But the manual is also in really good condition. Like I said, the outside box isn't in overly good condition, but I wasn't too worried for the price. The next two things I picked up were from a store that had loads of magazines. And I picked up 2 magazines for £5. And that is 2 NGCs, so unofficial GameCube magazine. And I really like the front covers on these, because we have Mario Kart Double Dash here, and also this really cool Resident Evil 4 one. And I think to get all of this cool retro artwork and stuff for only £5 is a really good deal. I know magazines aren't for everyone, but it's something that I really enjoy collecting. Let me know if you do too. The next find I have here is 3 3D printed signs. Now these were £10 each, but the person was really friendly and did us £25 for free. So there's 2 for me here and 1 for my dad's Sega room, so he'll be able to take that. And that is Sega Saturn for him. He absolutely loves the Sega Saturn. You don't see much Sega Saturn stuff, so that was a pretty cool find. The next 2 are for my games collection. So we have a Nintendo one here, which probably will be going in the backgrounds of these videos, as I think that looks really cool. And the other sign I have here is a GameCube one. If you're not familiar with the channel, I'm going for the full UK Power GameCube set. And this is going to look absolutely awesome with my GameCube collection. And the final thing I picked up for just £1, and that is this official PS1 demo disc. I really enjoy collecting these. I think they're really cool. You get to play so many different little games. This is in really nice condition as well. Let's pick it up for just £1. It was an absolute bargain. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, please subscribe, and let me know what was your favourite pickup of the day. And also a big thank you to everyone who was at the event and who made it an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!
You're messing with forces you don't understand, pea-brain! The ancients wiped themselves out interfering with the spectral realm!
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. The ancients were just rank amateurs. Can stone temples compare to my technology? Can forgotten rituals match the power of giant robots of doom?